Hey there, this is Workbench from Workbench Quagmire. It is day 21 of the FreeCodeCamp Python certification in 100-ish days. And today we're going to finish this build Medical Data Validator. You're watching me stumble through more of this. Yesterday, at the end of the session, we imported, at the top here, we imported the regular expression library. So we're going to start using regular expressions here to ensure that our medical data is in the right format. So here we go. Step 25. A regular expression, or regex, is a pattern used to match a sequence of characters in text. The search function from the regular expression modules takes a regex pattern and a string as its argument. It returns a corresponding match object if the pattern produces a match. Otherwise, it returns none. So here's an example. Greeting, hello there. Print re search hi, greeting, none, because hi is not in there. Hello is in there, and so it returns this match object, and then you can do things with that. So call re search with the string p as the first argument and patient ID as the second argument. Use the AND operator to add the function call as a second expression to the value of patient ID key. So call research with the string p as the first argument. It's the first argument and patient ID as the second argument, and use the AND operator to add the function call as a second expression to the value of the patient ID key. Oh. I don't want this. That's wrong. Fix it. This is patient ID and string. RE P module object is not callable. Oh. Search. Constraints dictionary should have the key patient ID with the value of. Oh, okay. Well, isn't that handy? I'll just copy this and paste it into the value. Problem with some of this for me is I don't exactly understand where they're going with it. So there we go. You can see patient ID none printed in the terminal because the lowercase p does not match the uppercase p, and the AND operator returns the first falsy value of the expression. So patient ID is instance. That would be true. This would be falsy, I guess, because it's none, right? So it's going to return none. You want to ensure that the patient ID starts with the letter P, but it can be either lowercase or uppercase. To modify the matching behavior of regular expressions, you could use a flag. For example, our search accepts a third argument to specify any flags. So in PAR-RE, greetings, hello there. Search hello, greeting, none. And then the third argument, we can say ignore case. Add ignore case as the third argument to your search. And we're going to copy this because why not get it right the first time? There we go. Number 27. Regular expressions can contain special sequences consisting in a backslash followed by a character. These sequences have a special meaning. For example, /D matches a decimal digit. So, an example is book equals Fahrenheit 451. Search for a decimal in book. It is going to find it, and it's going to be the first decimal object, 4. After the letter P, patient ID should also have a series of numbers. So modify your regex expression to have the character P followed by the special sequence /D. So /D like this. Yep. Okay. So quantifiers are used in regular expressions to specify how many times a character can be repeated. For example, the plus character matches the previous character one or more times. So if we're looking for a decimal, we're going to find it 4. If we're looking for decimal plus, we're going to get the whole 451. So append a quantifier to your regex expression to match one or more digits. So we just have to add a plus sign. Simple. Now that your regex matches the letter P followed by one or more digits, one last thing you need to check is that no extra characters are found in the string. To do that, you can make use of another function from RE module. The full match function returns a match object when regex pattern matches the entire string and none otherwise. So full match for book equals none, but full match for Fahrenheit with the /D plus is going to return something. So replace the search with full match call, keeping the same arguments. Full match. Go. Step 30. Next, you want to verify the age is an integer. So add another key age to the constraint dictionary. For its value, call is instance age int. So I'm going to go down here, comma, age, and is instance age and int. There we go. Age should not only be an integer, it should be positive. Integers greater than or equal to 0. All right, greater than or equal to 18. Using the AND operator, add a second expression to the value of age to check that. So now that I know what's going on here, and age is greater than or equal to 18. Another key, gender, to the constraints dictionary following the format of the expression you wrote in the previous step. Verify gender is a string, then use the AND operator to check that the lowercase gender is in male, female. Okay. Gender is instance. Gender string and gender lower in mail email. Nope, something's wrong. Line for these instance and age. Oh, I probably don't have a comma in the previous line. Right there. There we go. Now add a key diagnosis. And for its value, write an expression that checks the diagnosis is either an instance of string or none. Well, again, with the commas. Should have the value of his instance, diagnosis string, or diagnosis is none. I guess we can't do both. Diagnosis key for your constraint dictionary should have the value is instance. There's where that belongs, and that doesn't belong there. And voila. Okay, step 34. Next, add medications key, and the constraint is this to check that medication is a list. Okay. Again with the commas. Step 35. As you learned in a previous lesson, a list comprehension can be used to create a list starting with an existing iterable. So there's our numbers, and we can return the square root of I. For each item in the medications list should be a string. In this step and the next one, you'll write an expression to check that. Use AND operator to add another expression to the value of medication key. On the right side of the AND operator, use the list comprehension syntax to create a list made by evaluating is instance I string for each I in medication. And a list for I in oh goodness, what are we going to return? For I in medications. We did it. We did it. The all function returns true if all the elements from the iterable passed to it are truthy, and false otherwise. So, pass the list is instance to all to ensure that every element in it is a string. So, all. I have no idea what happened there. Oh, there we go. Yep. Step 37. Add one last key, last visit ID to the constraints. Oh, let's get that comma. Ah, got it this time. Last visit ID and his instance to verify it's a string. It's time to use another regular expression similar to what you already done. Use the AND operator to add an expression to the current value of constraints ID. On the right side of the AND operator, use the full match function from RE module to ensure the last visit ID starts with the letter V, followed by one or more digits. So it's basically the same as the other one. So, and where's our, there it is, full match, copy, paste, and then change E to V and patient ID to last visit ID. Boom. Step 39. Now that you have constraints dictionary is complete, you'll change the return statement of find invalid records to make it return a list of the invalid keys. Using the list comprehension syntax, return a list that evaluates the key for each key value and constraints items. So we're going to return the statement of find invalid records to make sure it returns a list of invalid keys. Constraints. There we go. List comprehension also accepts if clauses to filter out items from an iterable. Since you want to return a list containing only invalid keys, add the if clause to your comprehension so the key is added to the list only if the value is falsy. I think I already did that, and it there we go. Step 41, find invalid records function is complete. Now remove the print find invalid records from your code. So a step That should be half a step. Step 42, most important step, going back to the validate function after the two if statements, and inside the for loop, create a variable named invalid records. Holy smokes. After the two if statements, still inside the for loop. Okay. So we want this lined up here with this if. Create a variable invalid records. And then assign it a call to find invalid records. Find invalid records using the unpack operator to unpack dictionary. Code raised an error. Oh, didn't assign it. That's better. There we go. Step 43, if you pass invalid data to the validate function, for example, a list containing non-dictionary elements or dictionaries with missing or invalid keys, Python will raise an attribute error and a type error, respectively. Feel free to verify it by modifying medical records list. To avoid that, after setting is invalid to true, use the continue keyword to skip to the next iteration in both of your if statements. So if true, continue. If all is true, continue. All right, step 44. Right after the invalid records variable, create a for loop to iterate over it. For each invalid record, print unexpected format. So for key value, I guess, invalid records items print format. Do this, and then we gotta go back. Index. Oh. There's a list of keys that refers to invalid records. In the current dictionary, you need to take the key from invalid records and look up the value in the dictionary. Okay. Position or index refers to and go index key. Now we're going to look up the value in the dictionary. Position or index refers to the current dictionary and medical records defined by our for loop in the function. Review your code to make so far you need to remind yourself of the loops and variables already created. Then set is invalid to true. Okay, what are we trying to do? What are we trying to do? Right after the invalid records variable, create a for loop to iterate over it. For each invalid record, print unexpected. We're going to unpack the dictionary as tuples. remember the replace key value and index with current key value and index. So enumerate now key value. Index here. Oh, index key value. Forgot a comma. Where did we forget a comma? Let's comment this line out. Let's comment this line out. Actually, let's leave this. 89 and 80. 89. Oh. Let's see. List object has no attributes. Items. Let's just see if they tell us. For loop iterates over invalid records. Uh-huh. Unexpected format key, business X, where key value should be replaced with a current key value. Oh boy. Very, very confusing. I basically deleted all my code, reread through everything. So what we wanted to do here is this invalid records, as it says here, is that's just a list of keys. So we don't have an index here, we don't have a value, but we can say for key in invalid records, we print this formatted string with the key. To get the value, we have to use this expression here, dictionary key, which, as we learned before, returns the value. And then we already had the index. So you can see up here, index dictionary. So we already had that. So finally got my code to pass. Done with that. Last step. Oh, we missed a step. What is this? To test everything is working correctly, try to come out age from the dictionary, first dictionary, and medical records. We did that. Ta-da! I guess we're done now. Refresh. There we go. Okay. All right. Day 21 is in the books. We're over 20% of the way there. We will not be covering this review and quiz. So day 22, we will start on this user configuration manager. And probably what will happen is if this is, I'm trying to keep the videos to under half an hour. So we will build this thing here. And if it takes more than half an hour, I'll break the video up into multiple days. One of the reasons I'm trying to do a half an hour is I would like for you and me, potentially, depending on the topic, to take the information and go to open up a REPL in Python and play around, create dictionaries, create lists, iterate over them, that sort of thing. So if you want to do like an hour a day, you can watch the video and then go spend the rest of the hour practicing. So that's the idea there. So next time we'll start on the very first certification project. Very excited. I've never seen one of these in the new iteration of Free Code Camp. I've seen some of the old JavaScript stuff, but not this. So thanks for watching the video. Like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you next time.